Alright, hello and welcome back to Pathologic. You might not even be seeing this, so I don't know how long the ending is going to be, and I don't know how long, I don't know whether or not to split this up into two parts, so I'm going to record this is me recording, the very last choice in the game, to my knowledge, and depending on how long it takes, this is either going to be a separate video, or this might be a merged video, in which case you probably won't even be hearing this. Maybe I'll even just release 2 episodes on the same day. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll find out together, I guess. Let's talk to Block and let's find out the various ways where we can end this town. Hey, buddy.
Luck and temper rule
Oh.
the world.
So, Bachelor, it was neither greed nor plotting nor circumstance that has informed your choice, but your conscience alone. I have been given orders to level everything here, but if that's not necessary, I'm willing to trust your judgment, risking my life and honor, for I am merciful. Where shall I point the weapon? So, this is just the opt-out. Yeah, there are 4 possible endings, there are 4 possible choices. And so I guess we just, take them in order. So this is the Bachelor's ending, to my knowledge. Yeah, because this is destroy the settlement but keep the polyhedron. So we'll go with that one first. The settlement be destroyed, but there's no reason to hurt the polyhedron. The survivors will find shelter there until we vaccinate them and the epidemic dies out. You think that the town is doomed? I do. So the soil underneath it is soaked with poison. We're lucky that the ground here is so fastidious. Plow every inch of it up with shells. Shake it and pull its rocks out, split it into cracks so that no one would ever dare re-inhabit this land. This side of the river is uninhabitable. I see. And you believe that the tower will make it through the bombardment, despite its base being so thin? Yes, the tower must keep its balance. I've studied its structure and I'm inclined to believe that it's rather earthquake-resistant. It's like a weight on a steel spring. If no shell explodes on the opposite bank of the river, the polyhedron will remain intact. Shells will only fall where I point them to fall. Let it be so, then. Can you prove that this is a good way out? I can. Here are my arguments. A bacteria specimen, the vaccine, the blueprints and the map charting the source of the past. Are you sure there's nothing else you'd like to tell me? I am sure, Commander. The choice has been made. So, that's my choice. What do we do now? I thought the cutscene would just play immediately. I think after that we just have to make it to midnight.
We can't let cheats play with our free will.
Wait and see the consequences of your decision. It'll all be over by 12. Farewell, Commander.
Great soul.
And none of you have your dialogue updated. It says to sleep until midnight, so I guess we just pop right out and take a nap. And this is just going to be the loop for all 4 options. But yeah, I said it before, but this is the route you are quote-unquote supposed to take as the Bachelor, I believe. With the other endings either tied to specific characters or just being a non-ending. I hope Eva's house survives, because, that's where I'm gonna be, apparently. There we go. Do my little dance. I'm a bit hungry, but it doesn't really matter. Day 13. Why did children's faces there flash up for a frame? Did you see that? Okay. Is this different if you don't get the, if you don't talk to the children? I should look into that too. Maybe it's just a bonus scene if you, Okay, because I say, like, that'd be kind of lame if that's all they showed here. But the polyhedron did still stand in that scene of the children punching things. Are those stairways to heaven, like, somehow helping the polyhedron? And it's gonna, like, I can't help but worry it might collapse during the bombardment. I don't fully know what we're looking at. Also, I will say, too, this cutscene is just kind of crusty as part of the game. I like the ominous music. So this is what the Canes wanted, I guess.
You did it. It was a free choice. We acknowledge the victory of the player.
It is indeed miraculous. The exit is clear. It shouldn't have happened. The miracle must be real.
Oh, okay, so I'm in control of this, first off. I cannot interact with them. Don't think I can interact with anything. Is this what this door is for? Can I leave through this side? No. Okay. So we're looking around. So this is like... This is me as me, I guess. Okay, and my hands are off the mouse, I will say at this point. We're falling into this space. Oh, is this Maria's constellation? It's not really red, but... It does look like making a shape, maybe like a step bowl. And game credits. Alright, 1 of 4 with a caveat. I'm gonna replay here. I'm gonna load from an earlier save and we'll go right here, like we won't heal anyone else's bound. And I wanna see what in that cutscene changes. Like, is the ending with everyone being dolls different? We probably won't get that scene of the children like destroying the town. But just to like see. But yeah, okay, should I give my thoughts here overall? Definitely a really good game. It's really cool to see how like rich the plot is, I feel, and like how many different things are overlapping. Like, I feel like we didn't fully get all the deal with like what's going on with young Vlad and like the old Gimski's deal. I don't know why he even died. I missed that in some subplot, I guess, there somewhere, but I'm hoping this is all stuff that will get resolved with the Harspex's route. And like, we didn't see much of the Sabrovs at all. In terms of gameplay, is obviously like really good. It's cool how they like mix together the whole like daily management thing, like managing your resources with parts of the plot. And I know like there's different choices you can make that like cascade throughout the game, which is super cool. Almost in a way, it's kind of vaguely reminiscent of Disco Elysium. I know it's kind of like the general game to compare things to, but it's also just like generally really kind of rewarding to beat, because I do feel like this game is pretty hard in terms of just like figuring out things. I say that having looked up some things, but I do kind of have to strike a balance between playing the games authentically and getting through them on this channel in a reasonable amount of time. But it is always interesting like how much easier days are when you know everything that you need to do on them ahead of time. So when we go back and like play through previous days, it's not as painful as you think it would be. That does kind of help things. I don't know how much that would affect like the replayability of this game. Also, did we just like get like a false ending or something the first time I played through? Because I vaguely remember this credits scroll. But also, one thing I'm kind of worried about here, I don't know how much is going to be happening in the credits. Like, I'm kind of worried that it's just going to be like, we'll do the higher specs ending and we'll see the tower get destroyed, and then... Actually, no, because I don't know... In that cutscene we just watched, we saw, like, Maria essentially have, like, absolute power. Like, she was there in a fancy dress with all her manservants or whatever. And she was, like, the ruler of the polyhedron as the place for everyone was to escape. I don't know what the equivalent of that's going to be with the other two endings. The question is, will destroying the tower even end things off in this, at least in this timeline? I mean, I guess we'll figure that out eventually, right? Also, I don't remember how long these cutscenes are. We'll show them this is the first time. These are kind of my closing thoughts. That man is named Seaman. I know that's a traditional Russian name, and like everyone here is Russian or whatever. But it's just, you know, whenever there's a credits sprawl, you're always obliged to point out like the funny names, and it doesn't get much better than Seaman Brodetsky, right? No offense to all my fans named Seaman out there, but yeah, alright. I don't know if this is skippable. I don't want to skip it. I want to show this at least in full at least once, and I don't know if the credits are going to roll like this in the bad ending, so I'm showing them here this time, but it kind of leaves me with not knowing what to say here at some point. Like, I still don't know how I feel about the kids ending. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of want to watch like YouTuber video essays on this game. Like, I know famously H Bomber guy made one, and I've wanted to watch those, but I don't want to get the game spoiled for me. I don't know how careful he is about that kind of thing. So I want to beat the game for myself with all three endings before I watch any of those, though. So that's what I'm gonna do, I guess. I still don't know who that one guy's voice is, like the generic narrator. Like, I know who all the main characters' voice actors sound like, but I don't. With a lot of the side characters, not necessarily side, but other characters, you only hear the little like voice clips of them now and then, so it's kind of hard to remember exactly what everyone sounds like. But yeah, it's something. Nadezhda, Nadezhda is the long form of Nadia, isn't it? Like, Nadia is the short form, yes. Nadezhda? It's actually a pretty cool name. Are some of the voice actors the testers too, I thought? Maybe? I don't know. This is another Devolver release too. I didn't... Is there a logo somewhere in the opening title. I always just skip through everything and not pay attention, so I don't know, but they seem to be involved in a lot of, like, games that I'm interested in. I don't know what their typical output's like, but hopefully, like, I am gonna sit through this time, like I said, but hopefully this is skippable, because I'm gonna have to do this 3 more times, and this is pretty long. Yeah, it's, I mean, like, it's well deserved. You know, it took me, like, what? I think on Steam it took me, like, 70 hours to get to the ending here, so if I only get to the one ending, you know, having a big, long, fancy end screen is, like, not that bad in terms of its proportion to the actual game, but still. Is that how you measure? That's a good way to, like, determine how long your credits should be, is, like, how long the game is. You, like, measure that as a percentage, like, have 1% of the game be credits, so if you have, like, a 200-hour game, you just have, like, a 2-hour credits. That would be pretty good. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But yeah, like, the thing is, I guess, I don't know how much additional... Oh? Okay. That was a very ungraceful exit from that, but... yeah. Day 12. Wake up, 7:26. Let's try this here. No messing around, no saving anyone else is bound, none of that. No talking to the children, oh, everything's in a sandbox. I wake up. No, we gotta get there at 7 p.m., so I wake up and then go back to sleep. 7 p.m.? I wonder why they make you wait till 7 p.m. Well, cool, I have all these fantasies and shrouders. Too bad no one's gonna ever see them. So, I mean, 19 p.m. is what we're aiming for. Oops. I love drinking 1,000 pounds of water and then immediately sleeping. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit late for it, but it's fine. Some bread, not that it matters too much. How much money do I have, too? That's another thing. I have $10,000, so... I guess it's one of those things where the money is pretty tight if you're playing this authentically, but once you kind of know what you're doing, it doesn't feel too bad. Like, I never felt too pressed for money in my playthrough. I mean, I guess there were some times when, like, I kind of wanted to buy some lockpicks or whatever, and that I had to make some kind of concessions to get that, but overall, like, I never starved. I was never in danger of, like, starving or anything like that. I have to talk to you, or can I just march right in? I have to talk to you. Yeah, you gotta hear that dialogue first, and then... This cannot be skipped. But it's fine. So, without any of their influences, we go up, we talk to Block.
You are not the only healer here.
Yeah, we still have the false ending and my ending. But let's do my ending again. And let's see what's different. Because in this world, I don't know about the children. I don't know that children exist as a concept. You know, the ideal state of being. And so, Let's see if there's anything different in the cutscene. Like, let's see if there's children pop up for one frame again. That was kind of freaky. It's 10 p.m. Sleep for another couple hours. I will say too, I'm glad we got to talk to Eva again. That was a nice little touch. I don't have the heart to be mean to her because, you know, she's dead. And if you don't, people aren't nice to you when you're dead. When are they going to be nice to you? Alright. No children popping up for one frame. Oh, so you do still get this. So you just see some children just punching a sandcastle and you have no idea why it's happening? That's certainly an interesting choice. So does everything just play out exactly the same here? Oh, so you don't. So the cutscene played. We still saw the children beating up the sandcastle. And this time there's just no context. But we didn't get the ending where everyone's like dolls in the you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and you can press space to end things. So hopefully I didn't end the credits accidentally before. I mean, like I said, I know we've already seen them in full before. So doing everything from the save, having the children, knowing about the children, that's not knowing about the theater, that's not going to add anything to extra. Yeah, and so this is going to be the Haruspex ending. You only have to destroy the polyhedron to put an end to the disease spreading. There's no point in raising the whole town. This is Aglaya and... I mean, this is really the Harspex's line, but that's also... Aglaya agrees. I'm surprised to hear that from you. Can you prove this is a sensible choice? Harspex will. I trust him. You'll speak this language of the scary tales of our long-lost childhood. The language I've forgotten already. Let him tell you of his relationship with his tribal kin. That's the recipe for saving the town, as far as I understand. Now we will speak with you, Artemy Brach. Bachelor Dunkovsky, are you sure there's nothing else you'd like to tell me? I am sure, Commander. The choice has been made. If I talk to him now...
The town can be cleansed. I know how to make enough panacea now.
Where shall you go now, Anon? Who will you look in the face? I was going to ask you the same. Oh, is that just the generic?
What?
Looking for a midnight? You're a midnight creature, aren't you? Certainly an exchange of words. Alright, yeah, so this is the loop. We'll go to bed, watch what happens. I don't know if we've already seen the, nothing cutscene, but... I feel like we might have on my first playthrough, but we will again. Like, I know we've seen those credits before. I remember Seaman. I would never forget about Seaman. So we go up. Did I, as a bachelor, survive that first cutscene? Like, where the town gets blown up? Like, how did that actually work? Now, this one I should survive, right? So now they're gonna take down the tower? Is that like a plastic water jug they attached? Oh, it just fell off. Yeah, bye. So this is like a world without magic, is the implication? And that's it's a Haruspex and a Glaya. I don't know if these endings are meant to be like, this is the same cutscene as like the quote-unquote correct ending with the Haruspex. Like the first ending was the correct quote-unquote ending with the Bachelor. And in Pathologic 2 there's only Bachelor. This is the only way to see these cutscenes. But here I don't know if there's overlap or just like a bunch more cutscenes. But yeah, so this is supposed to be like, oh, the town it's a normal town again. Look, there's some children. There's Chieftain Notkin, you know. Aren't you glad to see he's okay? And yeah, Capella is his ruler. Now she's the ruler of the town, I guess, in front of a plague-stained building still. There's Taya, and the other children are just vaguely somewhere. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to comment on these. It's just like, yeah, their leader is now leading the town. And here's what everything looks like. I mean, it's still worth seeing everything, right? I feel like this is a game more about the journey than the destination.
We need to go back to the front.
But there's no need to destroy anything. We can do all together without gunfire and preserve this world as it is. Then why is it gunfire like that? You believed Clara? You passed the right to decide to her? I want the Inquisitor to hear this. I do. Speak, Clara. Bachelor Demkovsky, are you sure you have nothing else to tell me? I'm sure, Commander. The choice has been made. I guess one thing I'll note, not that it's a lot, but, are your dialogue different? No. But, like, I had a big long speech to block about how the town should be destroyed and the polyhedron should be saved. I mean, the other ones, I'm just like, yeah, talk to the Haruspex, talk to the Changelings, they'll tell you what's going on. So I guess the main point of the game is to, like, you're supposed to agree with your guide, in this case for me it's the Canes, and tell them what's happening from their perspective. So from here, like, also, we didn't get the dolls with the other ending, did we? Like, we weren't all dolls at the theater. I just realized at the end of the Haruspex's ending. I'm guessing that won't happen with the end of the Changelings either. There she is. She's happy. Is that with Block holding her? What is happening? Yeah, that's an ideal town. Is the polyhedron still up, or how? What? Everything's good. The polyhedron's still up. They're all bowing. Oh, is she like the ruler now of the sand pit, I guess? Everyone's dead? There's bread and eggs around the... Oh, I feel like I'm missing something here. This changes things, because before I was just like, oh, I mean, these endings are just supposed to show you the logical conclusion. You're supposed to enjoy everything more for how you got there. I do not understand what happened there. Like, I feel like this is all, at the point where this is all supposed to be taken more metaphorically than anything, but like... So there clearly is something happening more to with the children than just like, oh, it's a metaphor, it's a framing device. But I don't know what that is just yet. I've come to announce my decision. There will be no decision. I forego the right to make a choice. I will not decide this town's fate and present my arguments to you. We won't be able to make this choice without you. We're in a deadlock. The Inquisitor's holding me back. I won't let her act. It seems to me that she's plotting to laugh her last dying laugh and let the disease loose in the end. Harspect is acting on the Inquisitor's behalf. Claire is compromised. This town is doomed. I've said everything. Farewell, Commander. I guess we missed out on that text. So, you know what? I'll go back and I'll show it all. Just for the sake of being as complete as possible. I know I haven't been reading out that text historically because... largely just because it's hard to keep track of when it changes. But is this going to be the ending where the town is destroyed? So... yeah, well, I got a plan here. I'll reveal the text in, like, going backwards in order. Like, I'll read out the text, I'll show the text here for the non-ending, then Clara, then the Harspexes, and then the Bachelors, because I want to do the Bachelors again. I want to make sure, like, that the theater ending wasn't just a coincidence. So this is the text for, this ending, and we'll sleep, and what happens? And then we'll do the Bachelor ending one more time. Oh, and we're in a scary house. I don't care, everything is destroyed is the implication here. Oh, and this is, I'm sure we've seen this. This is Hellworld. That sound there reminds me of, that scream there, it reminds me of, Miranda That Ghost Just Isn't Holy Anymore by the Mars Volta. Because Vine Sauce had that, like, active worlds exploration video that was really cool, and he used that part of that song in the video, and it was really effective. Not to be too sidetracked, but... oh. This is like the children in the cell dying? Because I think what's happening here, in some sense, is that those children are like in a town that itself is being like in the plague, like they're building the town to reflect what's happening to them, I think, in real life, maybe. And that one's just, oh yeah, they get sick and die of the plague. But yes. So with Clara's ending, the text, I don't get, there's no other triple stars. But the text itself is interesting enough. So I guess Claire's ending is just like accepting the risk in some sense. I don't fully... The problem with doing videos like this, I think these endings are all... There's clearly some sort of interpretation to be made here, but I don't really have enough time to be doing those kinds of things myself. Like, I mean, like, I don't have enough time to be fully unpacking and understanding exactly what's happening in these endings.
Luck and temper.
But so this is my proper ending. So this is me getting my revenge on the powers that be as well, I guess. And we'll go through the ending again. We'll see if we end up in the theater again. But I think that's supposed to be like the true ending for The Bachelor, is like ending up with your own ending and having to talk to the children in the at the theater to get the full ending. So that'll be a nice tone to end things on, but like clearly this is all metaphorical, but I can't try to unpack what I think it all means in terms of like the second after I'm done watching it. I feel my brain does not work that quickly. Yeah, all right. Children again for one frame. And yeah, after this, well, I guess this will be the end of our pathologic run for now. And I mean, after this, we'll go through our scene procedure. That's something I'll talk about later. But like, that's I don't know how. I just don't know. How come they only show the cannons firing in my ending? That's something too, like... I'm kind of suspecting that there will be different cutscenes if we watch, the other characters' endings. It's weird that mine seems is presented as the only one that's presented as calamitous, like... The Harspect is like, oh, the town's safe, everything's good. What happened to the polyhedron? Don't worry about it. And Claris is just like, oh, everything worked out and everyone's happy. And this is one where it's like, oh, the town's destroyed, look how scary everything is. Maria looks all scary and evil now. And like, this is the ending I'm supposed to go with, right? This is the ending that, works for me.
You did it. It was a free choice.
And yep, get this
We
too.
acknowledge the victory of the player.
It is indeed miraculous. The exit is clear. It shouldn't have happened. The miracle must be real.
So yeah, this is undoubtedly like the true ending for The Bachelor. And it's not a happy one, I don't think. With the with everything with the polyhedron being destroyed, so I don't know if the other endings are meant to then just be illusions or what. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna read into things once I'm done with all three paths. I'd like to see if the cutscenes are different. Like when you play through the Harspex's route and you get the good proper ending and you get everyone's bound saved. The analogy for this, like I wonder if his ending where you take his route is different than in mine where you quote unquote take his route. But because like for example in his ending the cannons would have to destroy the polyhedron, wouldn't they? But you don't see that. But I feel like how much of this I'm interpreting, I should be kind of leaving as much of this as possible more for the audience to interpret what's happening here. You can watch like the kind of video essays I plan to eventually if you want, but that's pathologic. I mean, that's 1/3 of pathologic. I don't know if the other two endings is going to take as long as this one did. Hopefully it'll be a bit smoother playthroughs with the knowledge I have now, but as for just the Bachelor route as a game in and of itself, definitely very happy with it, definitely very impressed. Like I said it all before, but yeah, this was really good to play. The plan, I will say, one other thing why I'm going through the cards again to give myself time to talk, I'm going to we're gonna go through the cycle again. We're gonna play the Professor Layton game starting tomorrow. Like the second Professor Layton game, obviously. Then when that's done, we'll play through Silent Hill 2, and when that's done, we'll come back and we'll play. We'll do a run through with the Haruspex' route. I'm hoping they'll shed more light, because I feel like it's kind of hard for me to give closing thoughts, like I said, because that would kind of require me to fully understand the ending, and I kind of don't. I don't know, like, why they would do it like this or what it's supposed to mean. I don't resent it for that. Like, I do enjoy a mysterious ending, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what. This was certainly a lot more disorienting of an ending to this series than I thought it would be. I mean, maybe in some sense I should have expected that, and I certainly respect it. Like, I complained a lot during Silent Hill 1, but I realized that was intentional for that game. I did really enjoy that, and I feel like I do kind of enjoy that here too. I need time to think, to like see if I understand it, and then like I did appreciate it for that. I think, I don't know, I gotta watch, like, I am almost, given how long we've been playing this game, I'm gonna, right now I'm kind of passing off giving final judgment to once we're done with the Haruspex, and then I'm sure I'll pass it on again to once we're done with the Changeling. When that's done, once we've seen everything, I think I might do like a post video, just like trying to wrap up my thoughts on the game as a whole. Because like before that, I want to, I don't know, maybe I just can't, maybe my brain is slow, maybe I just can't think for myself, but I kind of want to read and watch and hear more about this game before I can like fully finish processing it. But I want to, like I said, I want to play through the game in every permutation before that. So for now, I feel like I haven't given like a thorough enough discussion of my thoughts in this game, which is why I've been kind of like stalling and floundering here, but I don't know. I don't think I'll have those for a while yet, so I think, I don't know if I said this, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do is in the very distant future, once I'm done with the Clara playthrough, we'll see the three endings there. I'm sure I'll give an equally confused statement on what's happening, and then I will watch some videos, and then I'll do just like, I'll record an episode of like, I don't know, maybe just over the title screen, just giving my thoughts on everything. Because I do kind of feel guilty with how much I'm like not saying really anything of any substance here, but my brain is just like, I wonder what the endings are like in the Pathologic 2, because like here I'm kind of expecting the Haruspex and the Changeling endings to fill in some of the gaps in that, but you don't have that opportunity in Pathologic 2, so I don't know. You know what? We gotta call it somewhere. We're gonna call it here. I'm sorry if this seems kind of underwhelming as a final episode. This doesn't... I haven't really given much of my thoughts in the same way I normally do, but I need thoughts to give, and I have still not decided how my brain functions, so we're just gonna call it here. I'm really glad I played this. I'm gonna have to play more of it before I feel I've gotten everything this game has to offer. I mean, like, just mathematically, we've only covered, well, I mean, technically less than a third of this game, so there's a long ways to go, but we'll get there in a bit. Up next, like I said, Professor Layton 2. Look forward to that. Hope to see you there, and as always, thank you for watching.